Alright then gang, so we've seen how Webpack can help us work with modules, and we've also seen how we can use the Webpack dev server too. But at the minute, Babel is taking a back seat, and the resulting code that we serve to the browser has not been converted into older syntax that every browser understands. I can demo this. If we scroll all the way to the right inside bundle.js, we can see things like arrow functions. Now these are modern features which older browsers like IE 11 do not support. So although Webpack is now enabling us to use modules and bundle everything together, it's also currently skipping out Babel, which converts our code. So it would be nice to implement Babel back into the workflow. To do this, we're going to have to go back to our Webpack config file and talk about loaders in Webpack. So loaders in Webpack are like tasks that we can run on our code when it's loaded via the module system. By that I mean when it's loaded via some kind of input statement. And at that moment, when it's loaded, we can run loaders or our tasks on that code. So what we want to do is run a Babel loader to convert that code into widely supported syntax at that point. And we configure that Babel loader right here inside the Webpack file. First of all though, we need to install the Babel loader. So down here, what I'm going to do is say npm install Babel-loader, and we're going to save this to our dev dependencies, so --save-dev and press enter. Okay, so now we can configure this loader in Webpack. So first of all, we need to create a module property, and this property is going to allow us to set up how the module system works in Webpack. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to use a Babel loader when our code is imported using Webpack's module system. So pretty much anything we write in these JavaScript files inside the source folder, we want to run through the Babel loader. So we're going to create this module property right here to do this. So this is an object, and we need to specify in here a rules property, like so. This is an array of objects, and each object is a single rule. So I've created our first object here. And inside this rules object, what we're doing is basically two things. We're going to test for certain files because we want to run the Babel Webpack on certain files only. We only want to run it on the JavaScript files right here. We don't want to run it on anything else. And also we need to say which loader we want to run on those files. So first of all, we do this little test. And this test is a regular expression. This regular expression is going to describe which files that we want to run through this loader. So I'm going to create a regular expression, then I'll explain it. So remember, regular expressions go in between two forward slashes. Then we'll do a backslash and a dot, then JS, then $. So this regular expression is testing for any file that ends in .js. And by the way, that's what we're testing, file names here. So we're saying inside the regular expression, we want the JS to be at the end. That's what the $sign means, at the end. And right here we have a dot. Now in regular expressions, remember, a dot means any character by default. Now we don't want that. We want this to be the literal dot. So what I've done is put a backslash in front of that, and when we do that, it escapes the normal behavior of this thing, and now it means a literal dot. So this whole expression means look for files which end in .js, and that's what we want to run through the Babel loader. However, there will be certain JavaScript files we do not want to run through the Babel loader. Imagine we import some kind of package from Node modules. Then we don't want to run that through the Babel loader because that's code that someone else has written that we've just installed. So we don't want to do any additional processing on their code. We just want to do it on our code. So what we can do is also specify an exclude property, and we're going to say exclude anything in the node_modules folder. So this is another regular expression, but I'm just writing this out explicitly. So now we're going to get a match when something is in the node modules folder. We don't want to run anything from there through the Babel loader. So now we're looking for any JavaScript file not from here. So pretty much anything just in our source folder. We're going to run that through the loader. Now, we've not said what to use, which loader to use at this point. So let us come down here now and say use and then this is an object, and then inside this object we say the loader we want to use, and that is the Babel loader that we just installed. Next, we also need to pass some options to this, and inside the options there is going to be a presets property, and this just says which preset we want to use to do this transformation of code. So we're going to use the Babel /preset env. Remember, this was the same one that we used when we had the Babel RC file. I've deleted that now because we no longer use it, but this is what we had in there. Okay, so that is everything set up, so this should work. So now we're looking for any JavaScript file that's not coming from the node modules. We're going to run that through the Babel loader, and we're going to use this preset. And this is going to do the transformation every time that Webpack bundles our code. So every time we run the build command. So let me now save this, and we're going to test this out. So at the minute, inside data.js over here, we're using an arrow function. Now what I'm going to do is come down here, and I'm going to say npm run build, and press enter. It's going to run through Webpack, and it's going to do all of this Babel loader stuff as well to transform our new modern syntax into older, widely supported syntax, and then hopefully it's going to spit that out inside bundle.js. So now let me close that, reopen it, and we should see now function keywords. First of all, we see the var keyword. This is here instead of a const, so that's worked. And if we go to the right, we should see a function keyword at some point. Here we go, here's some function keywords as well. So now, right here, instead of, let me open this data, instead of this thing right here and this arrow function right here, we're using function keywords. That is the older syntax which is supported in all browsers. So now we have Babel configured inside this Webpack file, so that not only can we now use modules, but we're also using Babel now to convert our modern JavaScript code, which might not be supported, into widely supported older syntax.